Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Mark LeMay and welcome to this week's edition of the Wellness Connection. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe, and if you are already subscribed, thanks for watching. So this week what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the number one complaint we get about our office, and that is we have our patients do so much paperwork. Well, here's why. Like Michelle tells the patients is that I am part doctor and part detective. So we need to gather a lot of information so we can figure out where to start. What's your primary, secondary, tertiary problems that we need to address? But we need this information for me to do the best job for you. So I'm going to just start out with one of my favorite things to use, and this is called the system survey form. It's been in practice and clinicians have been using this for over 60 years. What it does is it breaks down the different systems in your body so we can prioritize what's number one, what's number two, what's number three. So let me just give you an idea here, because it's like I'm going to draw this up right on the board here in just a sec, because I see a lot of these kind of conditions. They're endocrine problems. I mean, that's like your thyroid, your pituitary, your hypothalamus, your adrenals, your ovaries, your testicles, I mean, all that kind of fun stuff. So up here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read you some of the symptoms that come from the thyroid issue area, which would be like increase in weight, decrease in appetite, fatigue easily, ringing in your ears, sleepy during the day, sensitive to cold, dry skin. That's just some of them. Let's drop down to pituitary here. And this is a hypopituitary. Most of these, you know what? I don't get as much of the hyper type patients. I get more of like the hypo kind of patients. Okay, so these are some of those kind of symptoms you're going to see when you're filling out this form. Abnormal thirst, bloating in the abdomen, weight gain around your hips or waist, sex drive is reduced or lacking, tendency to ulcers or colitis. Okay, let's go down to the adrenal one down here for hypoadrenal. Weakness and dizziness, chronic fatigue, low blood pressure, weak nails that are weak, ridged, all that kind of fun stuff. Tendency to hives, arthritic tendencies, bowel disorders, on and on. Okay, so that's why this is so important for me as a detective and a doctor. So it gives me a chance to figure out what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the endocrine system, because I'm going to draw what's called the endocrine triad. So this is something that's really easy to kind of a nice visual here, because it's like the triad. So you've got this triangle. And what you have up here is you have your thyroid. Over here you have your adrenals, which sit right above your kidneys. Then over here you have the ovaries, or for the guys, you've got the testicles, okay? So one thing that's really important about this, and oh, by the way, in the very middle here you have a manager. Your body actually has a manager. It's called the pituitary gland. It's up in your brain. So you got your pituitary in here, which is right in the brain. And it is basically the manager of these different organs here, because it manages pretty much all the different endocrine glands in your body. Now, the adrenal glands and the ovaries and testes basically work together, because they have a similar thing in common, because they make hormones. And the main thing is, again, when a person has, and get this, because over here you have the adrenals. When they're really stressed, you make cortisol. And then, of course, over here are the ovaries and testicles. You got estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. Okay, those are the different hormones that they make. And guess what these two have in common that they need both a lot of? That would be, check this out, cholesterol. So all cholesterol helps you to make estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, but it also helps you to make your stress hormones, which is called cortisol. And again, I'm sure none of you out there have any stress at all going on in your lives, right? Especially with what's going on right now. Right now we got the big coronavirus thing going on here. So people are under a lot of stress, physical stress, emotional stress, chemical stress going on. We got all of those things happening right now. So right now the adrenal glands are like kind of a pig. They're like sucking down cholesterol over here, because that's what it needs to be able to make cortisol. So if that's happening over here, because your body likes to prioritize things. This is, okay, we're under stress right now, so we're going to stop making the ones over here. So guess what happens when I hear people coming in and they're saying, my libido is just really bad. And it's like, it's really not their fault, just because they got all this stress going on. It could be, especially at work too. That's the kind of things that will suck it away from over here. So it's literally stealing your hormones over here to feed this guy over here. Now your thyroid's up here. it's also, again, these are all working together too. So again, this is a triangle where if one is off, they're all off. And again, your pituitary's in here trying to manage everything too. Now the pituitary, if you keep on taxing it too, guess what? It starts to get off too, and you got to fix this too. So when you're filling out the system survey here, this is what's helping me to figure out which one of these areas is prioritized. I got to go up. Do I got to do the thyroid first? Do I got to go over here work on this area? Do I got to work on this? Where is it? And again, over here, which hormones over here are being affected? I mean, maybe I have to do a saliva test to figure those out, because this is like a big family working together here, because all the different hormones. You can't just test testosterone and make a decision. You got to check the whole family out. That's why we do a lot of testing here with our patients to figure those kind of things out. So when Michelle tells you that I'm part detective, part doctor, she's telling you the truth. It's what I have to do. I really have to look at all these different things to figure out what's going on with your endocrine system. So I hope that helped kind of understand a little bit more about what we're doing here. And if it did, great. So here's what you should do. I hope you like this video, so give it a like. And again, share this with somebody who could use this information, because we all know somebody who's suffering from the different symptoms I was telling you about here. So please share that with them. I really appreciate it. And again, if you haven't already done it, subscribe to our channel. And again, that's it for this week's edition of the Wellness Connection. I'm Dr. Mark LeMay. See you next time.